We are in Shmuel Aleph. We are in chapter 9, verse 10, and we had just finished saying that the prophet, it was in those days called a seer. Okay, that's very important for the continuing story that goes on. So again, we're on 10. So Vayomer Shaul l'na'aro. So Shaul said to his servant, his young man, Tov devarcha, your words are good. Okay, in other words, I like what you're saying. You're going to go to the Na'ar had said he would go to Shmuel, to Shmuel and ask Shmuel what happened, because he was a poor guy anyway. He wouldn't be expected to bring more than a couple of pennies to the seer, unlike Shaul, which was a rich man. So he said, good what you're saying. L'cha v'nelcha, let us go forward. Come, let's go. And they went to the city, Ashisham Isha Elokim, that the man of God was there. So that's what he likes the deal, and he says, let's go. So Malbim says, Vayomer Shaul. What does it mean? Ra kitova eitza hana'ar. He saw that the counsel of the Na'ar was good. Shuhu Shoal, that the Na'ar should be the one who's asking the question. He had no time, the one who's giving the money. So he said, that's what he's saying. Let's go. Atatia ikar ba'alicha. You will be the main person in this going forth, in this venture. And I, Shaul, will be the minor character. Now, how does the Malbim know that that's what he's saying? So fascinating. You have to really know Chumash for this. You have to really know Chumash. It says, Vayelech Avram and he goes where he's going, right? And yet, when it comes to Sarah, when Sarah becomes the main character, it's they went together, right? It's always there, because she is now the main character, not him. He's a tough fellow. So here again, he goes into plural. L'cha v'nelcha, let us go, instead of let's go. Because he includes the Na'ar as an equal, so that's why he's saying, you become the main character, and I'm going to become the schlepper.
If it was just him.
If it was just him, if he was the lead character, so he wouldn't have to include the servant. The servant is understood he's going to go with him.
He would say, I won't.
So I'm going. That's all. Let's go. You don't have to do anything else. So that's why the Malbim is saying, what he's really telling him is, you're the main character now. I'm the schlepper. I'm going to be like you. I'm coming along for the ride. And also this was from Hashem, that Shaul should consider himself as somebody who was constrained, as it were, lifnei haro'eh, before the seer, v'lo yitra elefanav ki'ish nichvad, and he shouldn't appear before Shaul as an honorable man, as somebody who's meant to be honored. V'ra'ah ki v'kol zeh hikra haro'eh ki alav yitzitz nizro. And even with all this, even though Shaul was in the secondary position, still that would be the seer's job to recognize who he is. And how would he do that? Because it sits upon him. He has all the accoutrements of the office. So fine. So he's going to see everything. Otherwise, if he would come as the guy with the nice clothes on, the tie, the money, Mr. Big, well, it's not a big deal for the seer to go to him. I mean, who doesn't know a rich person? If you want to see the rich person in the synagogue, see who everybody's sitting around. It's the easiest thing to do. You want to know who the boss is, the cool person, see who everybody's sitting around talking to. Not just sitting around because they want to daven, but sitting because they want to talk. That's what you do. And you know who the important people are in the synagogue suddenly. Okay? So if the guy's going to walk in as Mr. Big, it wouldn't be a big deal for Shmuel to figure out who he's talking to. But here, if the guy comes like a schlepper, he's following this other schlepper. We have two schleppers walking in, so nobody's a big shot. And by the way, when nobody's a big shot, again, going to shul politics, if nobody's a big shot walking in, nobody goes to them and says, oh, how are you, blah, 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 where are you coming from? Nobody does that. In the big shul I'm talking about. I'm not talking about a shul like here. I'm talking about a big shul. If you go into New York and you walk in, the odds of, unless you come in really beautifully dressed, the odds of somebody coming over and say, Shalom Aleichem, from where are you coming from? Do you need a place to eat? Blah, 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 blah. It doesn't happen in Israel. It doesn't happen that often.
Of course it happens often.
Often in Israel, Baruch Hashem.
You can come to shul dressed as a beggar.
I'm saying Israel.
Yeah,
in the big shuls, not the small
big
ones.
shul, even.
Baruch Hashem. I'm so happy to hear that. In New York, you can be there, no big deal. Go ahead.
It's going to be just again the difference between the Navi and the was using the word what Haroah is
the one who sees.
The one, yeah, literally, yeah, the one the seer. In other
Right.
words, yeah.
Right.
Cool. Yeah.
Okay, so that's what we have to. But that's what's going on here. So now what happens is Hema Olim b'Mali ha'ir. So they went up the ascent of the city. Vehema Matzu Ne'arot. And they found some young women, Yotzo Lishov Mayim, who were going out to draw water. Vayomru lehen, and they said, the two men said to the two women, Hayesh bezeh aroeh, is the seer here? Is this seer here? Okay, so here they are, young women are going out to grab the water. Okay, so it says, Malbim says, Gam ze haya b'hashgacha. This also was from Hashem. Because after Hashem said, Kimi machar, that the next day, Ashel eshlach elecha ish, he told Shmuel that I will send you a person, me'eretz Binyamin, from the land of Binyamin, who muchrach shiagia lifnei Shmuel. So it was a forced situation that he would be reached, that he would have to come before Shmuel. Beregezu shegaval Hashem v'lo kodem lamucha, in a time that so Hashem had to make the times exact, not too early, not too late. So lechen savav shedibru hav na'arot imo. So that's why he caused the young ladies to speak with these two gentlemen, v'ikvuhu baricha l'shonim, and to hold them up. Even the ladies are not going to give him a simple yes, he's here, go for it. They're going to speak to him, going at length, al bohareg abitzimtzum, until there's a small amount of time. In other words, if I would say, is the seer there? And they would say, yes, he is. Go to the town. He's there now. The town's big. How am I going to meet the guy? Right? I don't know who I'm looking for. They didn't have the WhatsApp. They didn't have photos. They couldn't, everybody, they always say that if people had the iPhone in the splitting of the Reed Sea, they would have done the, what's it called? Selfies. They would have done selfies. See, that's the way behind me. Okay? So nobody has selfies. Nobody's posting it on Facebook. You don't know what the guy looks like. I want you to think about that. I don't know what Shmuel looks like. I never met the man.
Was he a
well-known character?
Very well-known.
Yeah, but it wasn't. But the picture.
I know, you go into town.
Right. So now you say is there seer, but they didn't ask for Shmuel either. They said there's a seer there. So it shows also that there are multiple seers in the world.
Yeah.
Okay, it wasn't just one. So they wanted to go. Is there a rower here? Let's see what he can do for me. Okay.
And back then, did they have false seers, like people who said they were seers, but they weren't?
They could have, probably. I mean, there's always charlatans in the picture.
So how do you go around asking random people, is the seer here? Or is
it's a good kasha, but that's what remember the servant said to Shmuel, I know the seer's in the area. So now the question is the seer here? Mm-hmm. So, and they're not saying a seer, they're saying the seer. Yeah, so it was a known commodity.
Known seer in the area.
Right, there's a known guy here. We don't want just the guy with the snake oil who's going to tell us what to do. We want the guy. We want the man. That's why it's haroeh.
Yeah.
Okay. So v'tanena otam v'tomarna, and they answered them and they said, Yesh hinei lefenecha, there is before you. Mahir ata, run quickly or hurry. Now ki ata ki hayom ba'leir, because today he came to the city. Ki zevach hayom la'am b'bama. And there's going to be a sacrifice on the day at the high place. They are going at such a length to speak to him. So what happens? Malbim explains. They said on his answer, he asked, is there a roa here? They should just, it would have been enough for them to answer, yesh, there is. Yep, yeah, there's shkoyach. Weiter. You didn't ask me much of a question, but they decided, no, good-looking guys here. And they went on with words that they didn't even ask about. B'shir katuv. They said, hurry up. But really they were they were saying things that they decided they wanted to say. Why? So they said, before you, hurry now. First they said in a general manner. Then they said, know that today, before you, Nimsa Talfinach, you will find him now before you. Vakaltim Saladabirimo. It's going to be easy if you look at him. It's going to be, he's very, apparently you can notice him. If you go to Israel, you look for the chief Sephardi rabbi. The chief Sephardi rabbi is you don't have to know the chief Sephardi rabbi to know that this is the guy, right? He has a special garb, very colorful.
White and colors.
Oh, because Amar used to have a colorful coat. Now he wears white? Okay. But Chief Rabbi Amar...
Oh, the chief rabbi?
The Chief Rabbi Amar...
Talking about those random, very Sephardi rabbis.
No. The Chief Rabbi...
It was a turban, yeah?
More than that, he has a whole coat on. He is so noticeable. It's just a very... when Rabbi... Avadi Yosef used to walk around, same thing. Well, he was the chief rabbi. So it was the same uniform. But you knew the guy, you don't have to know him to know the uniform. So that's what I'm saying. You'll find him quickly, they were saying. Fine. And he said, here they are be in front of you. So he give two reasons. Ki hayom ba'le'ir, today he's coming to the city. Venom in a musar she'itzu elav b'nei ir b'sha'al otam mishpatem tekef. And it wasn't proper for the people of the city to come with all the questions immediately when he comes. Until he rests from his way. So you're going to find him alone. The droshin yancha, to find out what you want. Because you are a guest. Since you're the guest, you can go to him first. And remember, the guy just comes to town, right? So you don't just attack him. What you do is, he's your guest. You put him up in the hotel. You give him the best room. You let him relax, take a shower. Now a guest comes into town. A guest doesn't have to go through that. He's going to get the audience with the guest first. So that's why they're saying he's just coming to town today. And then and furthermore they're having a feast for him. So what's going to happen? They all have to prepare the feast. If they all have to prepare the feast, so then he's going to have alone time. So for all these reasons, hurry now, because now he's going to be able to answer your question. Now, how did the girls know they had a question? No, it's common sense. You're asking, where's the roa? So obviously, if I'm asking where the fortune teller is, I want my fortune told. If I'm asking where the prophet is, I want to know something. I'm not from town. So now you have a big chance. Okay, fine. So it says, when you come to the city, you will find him there. Before he will ascend to the Bama, le'achol, to eat, because the people cannot eat until he comes. There's a kiddush. Okay? You don't eat until the rabbi says kiddush. You have to be, the rabbi has to be there. So now imagine, you're holding up the people. If you, what does people like to do with the rabbi, by the way, on Shabbos morning, before he gets to kiddush?
Asking questions.
They love to chop the rabbi. Yeah. And so now you hold up the whole congregation. What are you doing here? Okay? So be quick with your question. Because he has to make a bracha over the slaughtering. Ach kach yochlu akruim. So then after that, the invited guests will eat. V'yata, and now alu, go up. Ki oto ukehayom timsu'unato, because now at this time you will find him. Okay.
Is Bama the same as Bima? What we call
It's coming from the same, yes. Comes from the same root, yes. High place. Bama means high place.
Oh.
So the Malbim says, "Kevuachem atapir shumash shenema mahir ata." So now when they said, "When you come," then now they're further explaining what they meant. Ki im timru, if you hurry, as then kevuachem ha'ir, when you come to the city, you will find him before he yet goes up to the Bama. Fine. Lo kain. And lo kain im tidbosheshu ad shi'aleh lecholo tuchlu daberito. And if you're going to wait, if you're going to hesitate until he goes up to eat, so you won't be able to speak with him. And don't think that you're going to that he's going to be late going up to the Bama, because the people can't eat until he comes up, right? So he's going to try to hurry to go up, because he doesn't want to have. He doesn't want to trouble the congregation here, who are now hungry and waiting for him. You don't want to hold up a hungry crowd. So hurry up. Okay, you got that?
So my question is what you're explaining to me, these girls did not say these things.
They did. No, they did. They're saying all this. They're saying the whole script.
The whole script?
This whole script. They're saying everything.
Maybe they said this one sentence, and back then they had this das.
No. They're saying everything. They keep talking. They asked a simple question: where is the Roa? Is the Roa here? And they went on a whole dialogue here.
A
whole dialogue.
Whole thing that they're
right.
saying.
The guys are trying. Hurry and go, but let me tell you something before you go. And right. Okay, I have to. Right, I have to listen to the girl because she's talking. Okay, but it's very funny that they keep going on and on and on and on and on. Okay, so it says, why are they waiting for him? Because he has to make a bracha, v'yimahir ala mitzvah, and he's going to run to do the mitzvah, and that's why therefore he says, atan alun. So now go up. Don't hesitate. And don't be that you don't consider that you're going to find him tomorrow. Only today is going to be here. Because after tomorrow he's going to turn and go home. So you only have one day, a very short time, very short window to go. Okay, so the question is, why did they do all of this? Because they liked Shaul and they wanted to make a shidduch. That's what the rabbi said.
Yeah, okay.
They were trying to talk because he was such a beautiful man. Remember, we said he was head and shoulders above everybody else. He was a very good-looking guy.
But I thought he made himself look.
No, in other words, he wasn't wearing the greatest clothes, probably, but he was still a good-looking guy.
Yeah, okay.
He was rugged. However you think of good-looking. So that was good-looking. And I forget who says that. Oh, Rashi. Rashi says that. He says, They kept going because they want to look at the beauty of Shaul. So they went to a shidduch. No. When you want to make a shidduch, you keep going and talking.
Keep his attention.
Give us attention. And the guy can't walk away because it's a gentleman, I guess. I don't know. Okay, finally, but tell him, move. So it says, V'yalu ha'ir, and they went up to the city. Hema bam b'toch and they came in the midst of the city. V'hinei Shmuel, Yosef the Kvartam. Shmuel went out to meet them, la'alot abama, to go up to the Bama. So, by the way, the question you have to ask is, did he go out to meet them or did he go up to the Bama? Which is he going? Right? It says he went out to meet them, to tour with them, well, to meet them literally.
To meet who?
It says Shaul was going out to meet them. Who's the them?
Exactly.
Right, so the them seems to be Shaul and his Na'arav. But then it says he went up to go up to the Bama. So who's he going out to meet? He's going out to meet the people. You wouldn't say he's going out to meet the people. You would say he's going to the Bama.
Yeah.
What's the extra words? He was going towards him. You should ask that. That should be immediately bouncing out at you. Okay? So, where's it say it? Yeah. So Malbim says, Ziman Hashem Shmuel. So again, Hashem is in total operation here. By the way, this is the ultimate thing of Hashgacha Pratis, where Hashem is really conducting the play. You know, we all think it's all happenstance. They happen to maybe the girl, blah blah blah. They talked his ear off. Okay, normal stuff goes on. You know that we say that women. It's a very interesting statement that rabbis have in the Gemara, mostly misunderstood. And I'm going to make it more misunderstood here because I'm going to use it in a way that people misunderstand it. That women were given 9/10 of speech. Men were only given 1/10. Women were given 9/10. It doesn't mean that they talk a lot. It's just that they were given the ability to convince us to do a lot of things. That's what it means. They were given. But I'm going to use it
in the Torah.
Right.
They have a certain power we don't.
Right.
When it comes to speaking.
Correct. But I'm going to use it in the way that is commonly misunderstood. They just keep going and going and going. Okay. And the guys just said, okay. But that's what happened. So Hashem is conducting this whole thing. And it says, Ziman Hashem Shmuel, Yatza Likrotam, and Hashem positioned it so that Shmuel was going out to meet them toward the Bama. Vayivgo Shotam, Viragam Yuad, and he met him at the exact same time. And that was the main point of his going out at that particular moment. So Hashem conducted it just like that. We all think we get stuck in the traffic, we hit the red lights, whatever the case is going to be. There's a purpose for everything. Hashem didn't let you set your alarm. There's a purpose for that. I don't know what the purpose was. It wasn't to help me. But the purpose was, there was a purpose there. Whether or not I like to admit it, there was a purpose. Okay? So that's what we have to figure out. What's the purpose? Why is Hashem doing all of this? By the way, Hashem, did you set your alarm?
This morning?
Yes. Yes, and he woke up. He was on top. Beautiful. It was mamish. I looked at it and said, it's beautiful. Okay? Maybe that's why you had it. That's why you didn't say it, because I had to have such an out from this guy coming at time. Good. Whatever the case is going to be. But it was something. We have to understand. Everything is from Hashem. Mamish, everything. And Hashem sets that up. That's what we're learning from this. Okay? So now let's go on. Yeah, so 15. V'Hashem gala et ozen Shmuel. So now Hashem had revealed to the ear of Shmuel. No, she told him, Yom echad, on one day, lifnei bo Shaul lemor. One day before Shaul came. So Hashem revealed to him. And so Malbim says, "L'chein hayat tzarich ifkesheu b'regim yuad." That's why. So it was necessary for him to meet at that particular time. Good. V'ke'et machar, like that time the next day. He said, "This is what Hashem is saying to Shmuel. Like this time tomorrow, eshlach elecha ish. I will send you a man, me'eretz Binyamin, from the land of Binyamin." Umashachto, and you will anoint him the Nagid al Ami Yisrael, to rule over, to be a ruler over the people of Israel. Voshia et Ami, and he will save my nation. Miyad Pelishtim, from the hand or the power of the Pelishtim. Ki ra'iti et Ami, because I have seen my nation, ki va'at takato alai. I have looked upon my nation, or I've seen my nation, and its cry has come to me. For the cry has come to me. Okay. By the way, I want you to notice from the English, from my translation to theirs, I'm going literally, and they're making sense. They're interpreting it for us. Okay, but literally, it's ki va'at takato alai. Its cry has come to me, and they want to put for their cry has come to me. Okay, because the tzakato is representative of Am Yisrael. So it wouldn't make sense to say his, even though in Hebrew that's what's going on. Okay, but I'm just saying, always be very careful when you're reading translations to see what the Hebrew really is saying. And then you can see, I'm not saying they're wrong. They're right in context, but it's something that you really have to think about. Okay.
Modern Hebrew is nothing like old way of speaking.
Even there, you have to translate. Yeah, I disagree with you, but there's not time. It's not the time for that discussion. But if you would use the Hebrew right now, old modern Hebrew, okay, it's still the same stuff. You still have to translate. You still have to put the words in from English. That's all I'm saying.
It's like old English,
I'm not going to argue that, but I'm just saying it's every time you translate any language, you are giving a perush. You are deciding what those words mean. And so if the person doesn't understand that language, then they're taking your word for it. The best thing is when you listen to the interpreters of Russian or something else. I remember I was once watching a German movie. I forget what it was, about a Holocaust thing, but it was a foreign movie and it had English subtitles. I happen to know a little bit of German, and the guy said something in German, and I saw the translation. I said, "No, that's not what that means."
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. It does.
That's not what that means. Fighter. But that's what you have to always think about. They're making a translation. You want to say, yeah.
Yeah. When he's talking about anointing to be a ruler, a nagid, is that like to tell? How do we get ruler from that?
Two ways. I mean, it could be from. You want to say from. Okay, it could be that. It could be from the word tell.
The people,
could be tell, but it also could be opposite. Negative is opposite. So it could be a combination of those two things. I'm not really sure how we'll get to that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, and nobody's going to really.
Did you want the Mayam laws on that?
Does it say it?
It says a Nagid implies a high or noble office of leadership, but does not imply a permanent or hereditary office, as does the word melech.
Yeah, but that wouldn't explain the word nugget where it's coming from.
Right,
Right, that's what he's asking. He's asking the root.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not sure. It could be from negate opposite. It could be from higit to tell. It could be a combination. Could be probably a combination of those things.
Interesting.
Right. What Moab is saying, why didn't he call him a melech? By the way, why doesn't he call him a melech?
Because he's not going to be a permanent ruler.
Right.
His line won't continue.
Right. And by the way, even if it did continue and he didn't sin, so then he would have been subservient to David. They would have had his own kingdom, but it would have been like the vice president, something like that. Not a one bucket of spit either, to use our President Truman said that, right? Am I right? Truman, right. So that's what Truman said about the vice president's office. The office of the vice president is worth a warm bucket of spit. So it's, or less than, something like that. I forget what the exact...
Isn't worth.
Isn't worth, fine. So, but if Shaul would have acted appropriately, so he would have had his kingdom. Binyamin would have been, something like that, would have been his kingdom. And he would have, again, been under David, or David's rule. But he would have also had a bit of a partnership going on. But he messed up. And so that's why the family left up. Okay. But it's interesting that he calls him a nugget to rule over the people. Okay. By the way that Mitzuda Sion says it is as he says, to rule over, but also as an officer. What does he say? He said noble. There you go. So he's quoting the Mitzuda Sion. Or the other way around, who was ever quoting whom at that point. Okay, next page, right. So, Shmuel ra'a et Shaul, so now Shmuel sees Shaul, Vashem anehu, and Hashem answered him. It's interesting, again, I want to look at the English. Anehu is answered him, oneh, right? The shorsh is anah, is answered him. And how do they translate it? Said to him.
Yeah.
Fascinating thing. He didn't say to him; he answered him. So, which implies that Shmuel is asking a question. He sees this guy, doesn't know who he is. Mustami must be asking a question, but it doesn't say he asked a question. And Hashem answered him. Okay, so it's interesting. Again, you lose that in English. Totally lost. How do they put it in there? How do they translate it?
It says spoke up to him.
Spoke up to him.
Hashem spoke up to him.
Okay, that's even better. What does it say there?
Said to him.
Said to him. Again, said to him, you lose the context. You lose something. Something is missing there. And he says, behold the man that I spoke to you about. This one will, atzur, which normally means hold back. Masuda Sion says it means rule over. How's he going to rule over him? Because he's going to hold them back and restrain them from doing something that they was not allowed to do. And again, if you look in English, rule over my people. Sorry, it doesn't get the word across. You know what I'm saying? It's so important to know what the Hebrew's actually saying.
Yeah,
you lose it.
In English, if you which is why it's good to learn Hebrew.
Correct. Yes, I'm agreeing with you.
Also about
I give courses every day.
Masorah. It says Masorah. I believe is a shackle.
Okay.
The literal translation.
I believe
is a shackle. I believe.
I'm not sure.
The English says
right.
shackle, but it's layered.
Right, 100%. So now here we go. So it says, okay, Malbim says, so you're going to find him tomorrow at this time. I'm going to send to you. Okay, you have to meet him at the time. I said that. Where is it? Oh, okay. And then it says, he's going to save my nation from the hands of Pelishtim, because their cry has come to me. Why their cry come to them? What's from the Pelishtim? Because the Pelishtim are oppressing them. And Hashem Anehu. Why did Hashem answer him? Ki braot Shmuel et oreach. When Shmuel saw the guest that was coming, hu yadash berega yavo ish miyuad, and he knew that a person was supposed to be meeting with him. Haya Shaul. That was Shaul Imzehu. So he was wondering back and forth, is this the guy I'm supposed to meet? V'anehu Hashem. And Hashem answered him. He was wondering. He didn't ask Hashem. He said, I know I'm supposed to meet somebody. Is this the guy I'm supposed to meet? He's a guest in town. Should I go Shalom Aleichem to him? What do I I don't want to just stumble so I go up to a guy. I do have to make a kiddush there, but what do I do? So he's wandering back and forth. So Hashem answered, this is the guy I told you about. Be'er Shemasha Amar Le Yoshiem explains to him that one that I said he's going to send for him, Pelishtim, Yev Mipenei, Ki Yatzor Ba'ad, because he's going to stop the people from Ba'ad, Roa Darkam, to stop them from the evilness of their ways, Umashavotayim, and he's going to make them, cause them to return, and because of that, he'll merit Loshia Vehoshea to save them and for them to be rescued. So, for them to be rescued and for him to save them. So here they're going to, what's the Malbim saying? This guy, Shaul, is going to be the person that I have picked to cause the people to do teshuvah. And he's going to cause the people to do teshuvah. And in the merit of their teshuvah, I'm going to save them from the hand of the Philistines. If they don't do teshuvah, then there's nothing there. We're not to talk about. It's all up to us. All up to them. But they have to do it. He has to start the event. And by the way, the same thing with Mashiach. Mashiach can come all day long. But if Mashiach doesn't get the job done, namely cause us to do teshuvah, it's a waste of Mashiach. Okay? Which is why some of them flunked. Besides, they died. But their death was not what stopped them. What stopped them was that they didn't make us do tshuva.
So when it says the Mashiach will come, what does that mean? The candidate will come, or the person that will make us do tshuva? The only time we're going to know that he did it is after we've done it. Which is why it said. Which is why we says the Mashiach, a potential Mashiach, is in every generation. Potential. Until they reach their potential, until they fulfill their potential, they've done nothing. Now, the Lubavitcher Rebbe was one of them, who was they say was very close. I don't know, I can't see that because we still had 90% who were not affiliated. So I'm not sure what they mean by very close. But
He tried pretty
He
hard.
tried. Did a great job too.
Yeah, yeah.
And I wish he would have been Mashiach. I wouldn't have minded. Okay, you also
in a
have,
better place.
you're right. We'd all be in our show right now in 80 degrees weather on the beach. Beautiful. Okay, but if you also had Shabsat Tzvi, who for a lot of people thought was Mashiach.
Yeah.
You had Bar Kochva, who a lot of people thought were Mashiach. You had a lot of people that thought were Mashiach. Nebuch, they didn't get the job done. Again, 2 jobs. 1, making us do tshuva. 2, they died. You can't die. That's the game. Game changer. That's it. Okay, you can't do that.
Or you get the job done before you die.
Well, that's true. If you get the job done, it's
Then
done.
you can't die. Exactly.
Well, that's a shaila. The
Is it?
Rambam doesn't say that. The Rambam doesn't say that.
There will still be death. even
They
if
can
the
still
person
be
is
death, because what is death? Death is the ultimate reconnection. In other words, this world, if you go through Derech Hashem, again, if you look at the first, if you watched it on YouTube, okay, it's the whole thing on Derech Hashem that I gave, but it talks about what was Adam, what's this world is about. This world is supposed to be the hybrid, in other words, the human, which is the nefesh and the goof, the soul and the body, combining to serve Hashem. And once that's done properly, immediately goes to the next stage. The next stage being Olam HaEmet. Okay, not death, but the next part of the stage. So this world was seen as that connecting force to go to the next place. If Adam wouldn't have messed up, we would have gone from creation right to messianic time, if you will. Okay, we wouldn't have needed a King David at that point either. But the point of the Mashiach is he's going to cause us to tshuva. He's going to cause the people to the world to recognize what the truth is. It's a big job. And world peace. Of course, if everybody recognizes what the truth is, there would automatically be a world peace. There wouldn't be a reason for war. Right? And then we'd all recognize that if they want to know what Torah is, they would come to us. In other words, the non-Jews who are B'nai Noach would come to us immediately and say, okay, so what do we do now? Tell us what to do, boss. You're the ones who have been doing this for 2,000 years, so now tell us what we need to do. Okay? And that, say it again?
You have more experience.
Right. So there would be no conversions at that point. It's all done. Game over, as you would say. Game over. But so now you have the B'nai Noach, you have B'nai Yisrael. So now, but we still have to show everybody what to do. So we all have to know what, which again was a course here, what B'nai Noach is supposed to do. We have to know that so that we can instruct the non-Jew as to what to do, how to serve Hashem. Because that's all. And then when everything's doing that, now we're using this world as the portal as it should have been, right to the Olam HaEmet.
So wait a minute.
Yeah.
Once
So death is not. So death is not the finality that we humans think it is. It's just the next stage.
Yeah. But you don't need to work.
Working means serving Hashem.
Exactly. You can't. You can't. How are you supposed to serve Hashem in the next world? How are you supposed to serve Hashem in Olam Haba? You're
How you serve?
We don't.
No.
We don't have a group, we don't have any tests anymore.
Right. That's why you serve. How do the angels serve Hashem?
Exactly. So
No,
so what is
that's the answer. Yes, the answer is yes. Game over. Yeah.
It's just game over.
So we finished. We got to the end.
But I also have another question.
So now we're just serving
Once
Hashem.
comes down here, why would we want to be there? Why?
What do you
why
mean
can't
when
we
Hashem
all
comes
come?
here?
So what is the Chiyas HaMesim? If we're
That's
are we
the
still
second
gonna die?
stage. That's the second stage. That's not the final stage. The Chidameh is not the final stage.
It's not.
It's not the final stage. No, the Chidameh is completing this stage to get to the next stage.
So there'll still be death in the world.
Potentially, according to the Rambam.
Oh.
We'd have to argue the Rambam out. Okay, let's go on. But that's a different. You have to go
whole
to.
different,
You have to go to the Derech Hashem class. It's online. You can go through that, watch it, stream it, download and stream. Go crazy with streaming. It goes from one to you can read the whole book on it. Okay, but it's right there. That book is fantastic for that sort of thing. Okay, yeah. So I finished Malbim, right? Right. Okay, so now it says, Vayiga Shaul el Shmuel, et Shmuel. So Shaul approached Shmuel, B'toch hashar, in the midst of the gate, or inside the gate. Fine. Vayomer hagida nali eze beit haroeh, and he said to him, please tell me, or again, na could mean tell me now, which is the house of the roeh. Now you can imagine, you're coming to the roeh, and you don't know it's a roeh. You don't know it's a seer. So you say, where's the house of the seer? Okay, it's like the old story about the guy was on the train with the Chafetz Chaim.
Yeah.
And he says, where are you going? He said, I'm going to see the Chafetz Chaim. And the Chafetz Chaim says, why are you going to see the Chafetz Chaim? He's a great gadol. He's a great man. Oh, wonderful. He's not so Chafetz Chaim says, it's not so good. Don't worry about it. Because he didn't want to take it seriously. And so the guy beats up the Chafetz Chaim. How can you say that? He's a gadol. He beats him up. And so that's what the Chafetz Chaim learns the famous thing: you can't say lashon hara about yourself either. Fine. So then they come to town. Chafetz Chaim goes to his home. This guy goes to see the Chafetz Chaim, nearly faints when he sees who it was, and said, "Oh, I'm so sorry." He said, "No, you taught me blah blah blah." The Chafetz Chaim is always that. "No, you taught me a lesson." But okay, it's good. But and he treated him like a royal citizen. But that's what this is like. Shaul's coming up. Okay, he didn't apparently notice the dress the guy was wearing. I don't know why. Okay, and he says, "So where's the house of the roeh? Happened to be the right guy you're going until." Okay, fine. So, but it's just a cute little scene. And so, Malbim says, "Vayigash Shaul at Shmuel." So Pam Nagash Niksha Tamid Im El. So okay, says the Paul of Nigash is always connected with the word el. Upo amar et, but here it says et. Why does it say that? Ki be'emet nata Shmuel mitarko, because really Shmuel diverted from his path el yad sha'ar livgosh Shaul to meet Shaul. Ad Shaul nigash elav, until before Shaul came to him. V'gama higish oto, so they met him. He met him. Sha'al zeh mora milat et. That's what et is coming to teach instead of el. Ad arishon shepaga bo v'vohu Shmuel l'chein Sha'olu ayeh beta roeh. So he's saying he came toward him, and that's why he said, "Where is the house of the roeh?" So okay, fine. Now what happens is vayan Samuel el Shaul. So Shmuel said to Shaul, "Vayomer anochi haroeh." This, by the way, this will get Shmuel into trouble. Simple words. It gets him into big trouble with God. He says, "I am the roeh. I am the seer." Now, I'm not sure why Hashem really takes him to task on this, because if you would say to me, "Where's the rabbi's house?" And assuming I'm the only rabbi in town, I know who you're looking for. I'm going to say, "Well, I'm the rabbi." So God's going to take me to task for that? Why should he take me to task for that? And the only way he could answer that is, he's like Moshe Rabbeinu in these particular days. You have to be careful with your speech. And just you don't say, "I'm the roeh." You could have said, "I'm the one you're looking for." Or "I'm Shmuel."
Because I'm the one who sees, maybe.
But you don't.
The one who sees.
Right, he's saying, I am the Rav. You don't say, "I'm the Rav."
I'm not the one who sees. I just see what Hashem shows.
Right. But he says, I am the one. I am the seer. Ale lefanai abama. Come up to me to the bama, to the feast. V'echaltem imi hayom, and you will eat with me today. V'shalachticha b'bok, and I will send you tomorrow in the morning. V'chol asher b'bavcha agid lach, and all that is in your heart I will tell you. Well, that's a pretty good offer. Nothing wrong. He invites him to the nice meal. Fine. And he says, Malbim says, all that's in your heart, all of your doubts and questions and your searchings in the Torah or in the wisdom, I'm going to tell you everything. He doesn't tell him about the sheep, but he says promise him about that. But he says, you have kashas. It's an ask the rabbi session here. You can ask me anything you want. I'll tell you what you want to know. Okay.
It would have been more modest if he'd left the off.
Say that again?
It would have been more modest if he'd left the off.
The ha, yes. Well, that's also true. It's also true. He wouldn't have to say, "I am the."
Like this, he said, "I'm the one you're looking for."
Right.
Like a simple answer.
Correct. Or he could have said, I mean, if somebody asked me, where's the rabbi's house? I say right there. But, but the rabbi's not there.
He's here.
Where's the rabbi? Which one are you looking for? Oh, it could be like that. Which one are you looking for? Rabbi Neville. You're talking to me. Okay. That's going around the thing instead of being so arrogant to say, I'm the guy you're looking for. Okay. Again, I don't want to pick on Shmuel. I don't want to pick on Shmuel because Shmuel would come to me in my dreams night and say, "You said I'm arrogant." I don't need that. But it's seemingly again he's going to be picked on this. By the way, he'll be picked on this 2 years, with a year and a half later.
A year and a half later.
Year and a half later, Hashem is going to throw this in his face.
I really I started, as I learned more, I realized that any tiny thing you do has such a big ripple effect that won't affect you even for years down the line.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
You're correct.
Like Steve tells you, it could be 20, 30, 40 years down the line.
Like any
You
good
pay for
parent.
something you did 10 years ago.
Sorry?
Any good parent sets the trap.
Well, it's not a trap. But you're doing it yourself. You do it yourself.
No, I'm saying Hashem. He doesn't get to it right away. He waits till an opportune moment to teach the lesson.
Correct. And that's what happens. And so it's, it's part of the free choice problem that we have. That pesky thing called free choice. Yeah, but it's true. What you do now has an amazing effect, and you sometimes will not take effect for 20 years. Sometimes faster, sometimes longer, whatever the case is going to be. It's going to take effect. There's nothing you will do that will not have an effect. And if we would ever think about that when we're doing things,
it could be bigger, it could be
smaller.
good,
it could be positive, it could be negative.
But it could be a big effect or
right,
a little,
100%.
even a little effect. It's going to cause something, in other words.
What I like to do is I always have to think of back to Apollo 13 when there was a true story.
Yeah, I know.
Apollo 13. When I was watching it on TV, the movie with Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
So they actually had clips from the news clips.
Yeah.
And I remember, when I saw the news clip, I had a flashback because I was a young kid in Apollo 13. What was it, 67 or something? No, 69, 70?
Because the first mission was 11 was
but
69, I think.
But I remember the announcer saying, the news media saying, that if the spaceship hits the atmosphere wrong, it's going to bounce off into space and be lost forever, lost in space, which of course was a TV show back in the day. And I thought it was just so interesting that, and when they said it again, I was thinking, wow. And I was thinking, how arrogant are they? Well, how do you know that it really would have bounced off? They don't know that for sure. Nobody ever hit the atmosphere like that.
Physics would tell them that. They would say.
Okay, but I'm not sure if it's true. I think they would burn up in the atmosphere, maybe, but who knows?
Bounce off the atmosphere?
It would bounce off the ozone.
It depends. Yeah, they make those predictions,
and they would say it'd be lost forever. But I remember if you watch this, it's very interesting. It lost forever. They speak so arrogantly.
It can burn up or it can bounce off. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's it.
Does that ever happen?
But your point is that let's say they're right. When you're going to space, I don't know how big that window is, but it's a gigantic window. And yet, if I'm off just an inch in my calculations, that can be 100 miles in reality.
Yeah.
And that is what the ramifications of our actions are. It starts off as a small thing, but the ramifications are gigantic. And that's why they call it the butterfly effect. All of these things that science are coming up with, we knew. And we were saying to people, and people were looking at us saying, leave me alone, it's not true. No, use today's logic, use today's knowledge, and you find out exactly what's happening. We make one stupid thing, or we make one good thing. And it has everlasting effects.
Another analogy would be if you set out on an azimuth and you're 1 degree off.
What's an azimuth?
Line of direction.
Okay.
And I want to go to that tree in the corner of the yard.
Right.
And at 1 degree off, it's not going to make a big difference.
Yeah.
But if I'm trying to get to Buffalo,
Right.
Yeah.
it's
There you
going
go.
to make a huge difference.
Okay.
There you go.
There you go.
Like nautical?
Yeah.
Nautical,
Yeah.
land,
Land also?
Any measurement, sure.
land
That's what I'm saying.
You're
So
building a
it's
house. You're building a house. You're trying to get the corner to be square. If you're off
Right.
just down here, like you're saying, that's 50 feet away. And then all of a sudden you're not meeting correctly.
Right. So that's the point of this. Okay. So you have to be very, very careful. So when he said Anochi haroeh, again, it's seemingly a simple statement. I'm the roeh. I'm the guy you're looking for. No, I did not ask for you. I asked for the house. Okay, fine. But we all know what he was asking for. We're asking for the roeh. So he said, I'm the guy. Fine.
Is roeh the present participle?
Yes.
So, it's real tricky with that Anoki.
Why?
You're saying, I am seeing,
No, I am.
I am.
I am haroeh, the seer.
So the ha, to make sure that it's a noun rather than a participle.
Oh, that's what you're asking. Yes. Not I am the one that is seeing. Correct. I am the seer. Right. Okay, the truth is we have to stop here.
All right.
Okay.
Cool.